Hey everybody, I'm Jesse, and welcome to the Sunday edition of Genex Thinks Live. Glad to see you, Christopher Arnis and Oliver Rust. What's up? Glad to see y'all. Glad you can make it. Um, let's see, Muskogee Land. What's up? How is it over there in Santa Fe, Muskogee? Old man, good to see you, old man. Glad you could make it. Children of the Corn, yeah, Muskogee. Um, Today I ran across this article about the Senate and how they have declined to fund a project to replace old lead pipes, right? Just too expensive. There's no money for it and stuff. So, and we see stuff like this all the time, where they don't have the money for, decent shit, where to keep people healthy and safe and stuff like that, their own people. Now, they've got plenty of money to go over there and bomb other countries and, to hand out through fraud to, Somalians or whoever coming over here and defraud us, and they just hand money out to immigrants, whether legal or illegal, uh, and just just all kinds of ways where the fraud and the waste and stuff are really mind blowing. Even today, it's surprising when you see how much is just pissed down the toilet, right? But when you see that they just they're pissing all this money away, hand over fist, and then they refuse uh, to replace, to fund this replacement of old lead pipes to keep actual Americans healthy. That chaps my hide. You know what I mean? They piss away so much money, and I look at these things, and it's like trying to put a puzzle together in my mind. I'm putting the puzzle pieces together, and I'm looking at these different things, the foreign wars and the massive waves of immigration and the pressing the trans stuff, and just the fraud and the waste and the food, the pharmaceuticals. I mean, all of the pieces, right? There's countless pieces. But every once in a while, I got to look at the picture on the box, that says globalism and depopulation, right? That's the picture on the box, uh, and that's what they're trying to do. That's their agenda, in my opinion, in my view. They're trying to depopulate us and make some kind of one world government. Just another guy in the woods. What's up? Jode Stevenson, what's up, Jodes? Glad to see you here. Wayne Beatty, hey, Wayne Beatty. Shannon, glad to see y'all here. Raziel, we who walk behind the, or ye who walk behind the rows, yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, and again, they've, the money they've wasted, they could streamline our shit. They could make shit, just the shit we do have, the little bit that they do offer us, they could streamline it so it works efficiently with all the billions and trillions that they just pissed away, just wasted, right? Um, they could make it streamlined so they could get us our money on time, so we don't have to suffer and do without. But nah, they'd rather they'd rather give it to Somalian daycare centers and shit, and build some more bombs. Crash Talks Media, what's up, Crash? Glad to see you here. Sergeant America, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, yeah, I know it's insane, old man. The corporate greed. And I was reading another thing about the McDonald's CEO makes somebody 17 or 27 or something million a year, and the average worker down on the ground makes $12 an hour. You know what I mean? And so they can still get on food stamps and shit. You know, they're making so little. And that's part of the thing where I say that I'm in the middle because I have some liberal ideas. You know, I don't think that that CEO of McDonald's right now did not build McDonald's. That's not who built McDonald's. The person who built McDonald's, yeah, okay, I guess he can be rich or whatever. He ground it out. This CEO has never done a day's work in his life. Never gotten his hands dirty. You know, never done anything. The guy who built McDonald's was probably I watched that documentary or that movie Founders. You know, he was in there installing the ice cream machines and stuff and helping with this stuff, and he drove all over the place. His wife was pissed off at him. He did a lot. I mean, he stole it from those brothers, but still, I mean, he sacrificed a lot to build McDonald's into what it is today. But the guy sitting up on top of it today, he hasn't done shit. You know what I mean? He does. So that whole thing that the person who built it deserves to reap all the rewards and stuff. Yeah, but that person who built it's dead now, and we just have some clown up there reaping all the rewards, getting 17 million a year, while everybody else goes hungry. And so I just there's a lot wrong, you know, and it's greed. They're literally putting the cheapest shit they can find in our food, whether it's actual food or not. They don't care as long as it's cheaper. Then, as long as it makes them more money, they don't care. They don't care if it causes cancer or stomach problems or what. They just don't care as long as it makes them more money. Yeah, and it's insane, Christopher, that the shit is not streamlined. That these issues we have are convoluted, bureaucracy and red tape. It should be just simple and streamlined. Minnesota Dawn, what's up? Glad to see you here. Glad you could make it, Dawn. Hardwire, what's up, Hardwire? Good afternoon, buddy. Light Day, hello, Light Day. Glad to see ya. Give you money for your facelift, Muskogee. Yeah. Me and Raziel gonna open some leering centers and just rake in the cash. Yeah, the government just throws money at you if you open a leering center, I guess. I mean, that's what we can take from what's happened recently. Yeah. Oh yeah. RR. It would not surprise me if I found out that the CEO of McDonald's has never eaten a McDonald's hamburger. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Underground. That's yeah. And it's so bad that I really don't think there is any fixing it at this point because any full scale repair will be as bad as a collapse. What's the difference? You know what I mean? What's the damn difference if you brought the government spending to a screeching halt right now and only allowed them to spend what we needed, the economy will collapse. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll have something get turned around, and you know how I am. I'm kind of hoping for the collapse. So we'll see. It'll probably suck when it gets here. I'm not lucky like that, you know. I won't get to be like Rambo and shit. I'll be more like Wile E. Coyote. Yeah, he can't even. Yeah, Roz. Living and active. What's up? Yeah, Ray Kroc. That was his name. Yeah, and then turned it into a national chain. Yeah, Jeff7. What's up, Jeff? Glad to see you here. Yeah, everything. Yeah, it's bioengineered. It's all weird bullshit now. Light day. Wheel gauge. What's up? Yeah, yeah. Wheel gauge. it's just all just horseshit. I mean, it's all of it, from the entertainment industry to the pharmaceutical industry, the food industry, all of it. You know, Sniz, hey Sniz, what's up? Ray, oh, excellent. Yeah, Spectrum raised your bill by $15 a month, and they've already got all the cables in the ground and shit. You know, the price of none of their prices went up. The price of their, you know, the only thing they have is labor at this point, just to keep everything running smoothly, programming and stuff, and they're cutting their labor by no telling how much and replacing them with AI. I just read a thing that said we lost, I think it was 117,000 jobs were replaced or lost in just in January. The signs aren't looking favorable. Metal Gear, what's up, Metal Gear? Glad to see you here, buddy. Glad you could make it, Metal Gear. Yeah, closed off lots of fast food places there in Detroit. Yeah, for what reason? E-Fog, what's up, E-Fog? And the freaking the corruption and stuff, and then the Epstein file thing, the whole Epstein thing, right? Um, if there's no arrest, there's not going to be any arrests. We all know this. Nobody's going to get arrested from the Epstein files. The victims have been shouting for all this stuff to come about and for justice for years now. They're just being ignored. So if our country is being run by these sick pedos, and it would collapse if any of them were, brought to justice, any of them were exposed, then our country deserves to collapse. I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. Uh, I, it's just that is so. If we cannot, as a country, as a civilization, Western civilization, if we cannot come together and unify on the idea that we should protect children, then I'm quickly losing hope for humanity. If we can't put our problems aside and protect kids, it's a sick world we live in. Yeah. Even if that's the thing. We only have two options, RR, at this point now. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better, or it's going to get worse before it gets worse. Those are our options now. I think that's kind of in the view I have on the future now. Looking at all this shit. Yeah, Arnis. Okay, yeah, Arnis said it too. It'll get worse before it gets worse. Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't done it all, has he, old man? Yeah, just turn the music up. Yeah, underground. Yeah, smoke and mirrors, Muskogee. Felix, what's up, Felix? Glad to see you here, dude. Yeah. RR, the whole business model is to offer the least amount of value for maximum profit. Yep, that's all they do. And consequences be damned. And it goes back to that movie Fight Club. Remember, because he was an insurance adjuster, and he said that they do the math. If they know something's wrong with the car, and so they do the math. If there's whether or not they do a recall. If the lawsuits that they expect to get from it cost less than a recall, then they don't do the recall. They just let them go. They don't care if people get hurt or anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, our Fallout leering centers will fix things up. Yeah. Wasteland Raiders. Yeah, Roz, we'll teach them. We'll show them how to do it. Michelle, what's up, Michelle? Glad to see you here. Yeah, history repeating. I also saw a thing where it went from monarchy to socialism and all this stuff. It's just a repetition of history, and then it goes to democracy, and then it when it crashes after democracy and goes back to monarchy. It's a cyclical thing, which you know how I am on the cyclical shit. Yeah, that was right up my alley. Mike Fleisner, my boy Mike, what's up, dude? Yeah, if the left gets control, we're finished. Yeah. Win Joe, what's up, Win Joe? Glad to see you here. Yeah. Yeah, it's every state. They're crooked and so corrupt, and it's on both sides. I know it's fashionable to point the finger at the Democrats, but like I said with this just now, the Republicans have control right now, and they declined to fund keeping people safe and updating their plumbing. Updating their plumbing. Now we can send bombs and rockets and missiles and shit overseas, but we can't keep people from getting lead poisoning here at home. Very simple thing. Very simple. We can get, we can spend billions of dollars on fake ass leering centers, but we can't replace lead pipes. Uh, and that's the Republicans and the Democrats both. So they're in it together. They're right there with each other. Anybody who thinks otherwise, I think just needs to do a little more research. Is all. It's not hard to find proof that both sides of the aisle are crooked as hell. They're all lawyers. They're all lawyers. One lawyer, on one side of the aisle, he calls himself a Republican, and he learns to talk in one way, and on the other side he calls himself a Democrat, and he learns to talk another way, and that's it. They're all lawyers. You know what I'm saying? Dragnet, what's up, Dragnet? Glad to see you here. Yeah, stay home, cook your own food, and save your money. Yeah, that's just smart nowadays. Yeah, well, yeah, I think we're past that point living. Yep. Yeah, 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 Hardwire. And a doctor pulling a lever on a slot machine to decide our lives anyway. Yeah. Yeah, I think when it gets bad enough, and that's the thing, it's got to get bad enough for everyone to stand together. It's got to get bad enough to put us in a corner. They, force us back into a corner. Me and RR, let's say me and RR, we're at odds. He's a Democrat and I'm a Republican, or I'll be the Democrat and RR's a Republican. But if we're forced back in a corner and the enemy becomes plain in front of us, we look at each other like, hell, we got something in common. We both want to survive this. What's coming at us? So, or we've got to stand up together. We got to do something together here. But it's got to get bad enough. That's the thing, and that's why they do it slowly, because they don't want us all to wake up at the same time and say, hey, uh, this is getting too horrible. We've got to do something about it. $44 for a 3-topping pizza, Sniz. Holy shit. Yeah, that's insane. Michelle, thank you, Michelle. Copper Kid Ultra. Welcome to the elite, Copper Kid Ultra. Yeah, membership. So we have Sunday morning members live streams, Copper Kid, if you want to check those out. We're talking about ancient technology. We just had one this morning. Thanks again, Michelle. I appreciate it. I hope Copper Kid does too. Yeah, right and left are it's all a big crime syndicate. Yep, they're robbing us blind, and this is obvious, very obvious evidence, if not total proof, of what's going on. Because the Republicans are in complete control right now. They've got the numbers; they can push through anything they want, but they're just not doing it. And I see all the Republican pundits and stuff, and they're saying, "Oh, the Republicans are weak and they just won't do anything." And but I'm still a Republican, and I'm still going to vote Republican. And well, the truth is, your Republican that you voted for, he's might as well be a Democrat. They're all the same up there. Once you get up there, there is no Republican and Democrat anymore. That's just for us down here. Us ignorant peasants get to be Republicans and Democrats. Once you get up there, you realize that there's no such thing, right? That's for the peons down there to fight over. We're all on the same team up here. Wisconsin's been neurotic for a long time. Jambalaya? Yeah, Jeff Seven. Yeah, I like jambalaya, red beans and rice. I love Cajun food, Louisiana cuisine. Oh, okay. Oh no shit, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome, Underground. Yeah. Hell, put your email address in here, Underground. Well, you could probably sell it easy at around you. But if you have trouble selling it, put your email address in here so people can contact you if they're interested in it. I don't know if you want to ship it or whatever, but I don't know if they'll let you put email addresses in the chat. I've never tried. Tyler CP, what's up, Tyler? Glad to see you here. Yeah, yeah, Wenjo, yeah. Where that's all we're doing is enriching these. I don't know if you want to call them evil or just whatever, but all these super rich assholes at the top of everything. Now there were anyway. This person, this kind of person I'm about to describe, are vanishing quickly. But small business owners who could be considered rich, make a 800,000, a million a year, something like that, running a small business. You know, you could consider them rich technically, but they're real people, and they used to provide real jobs and make a good place to work and stuff like that. But that is gone away, uh, mostly, if not entirely now. Those people no longer exist. Oh, Michigan's still fighting the lead pipe thing? Okay, good. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, 36 people in the administration are in the files. Yep, that does not surprise me one bit. And like I say, etouffee, yeah, living. Uh, I support Trump. I'm not, but still, he's doing stuff. All the thing that bothers me most about Trump is the stuff he's doing to give the federal government more power. And now he's been talking about federalizing the elections. So, um, my question about that is, if you want to federalize the elections, what happens when somebody else gets in there? Like does he actually think that the Democrats are never going to get in power again? They've already proven they'll cheat. They're cheating with all this immigration and getting all these foreigners on the ballot and on the voting rolls and stuff, they'll cheat their ass off. They've got no problem cheating. So if it's federal, you only got one cheat to make. You don't have 50 cheats to make across. You don't have to cheat in 50 states. All you got to do is cheat in one federal election. So what he's accumulating this power for the federal government, but it's not going to be his forever. He's got to pass that power on to someone. Even if it turns out that I can 100% trust Donald Trump, and all of the questions I've asked of him were just, they had no foundation. They were just bad questions. I shouldn't have even asked them about the guy, because he was such a great, wonderful president. Okay, I can say that might happen, and unfounded. All of my questions were baseless and unfounded. But he's got to pass that torch on to someone else after he's accrued all of this federal power. That's who I'm worried about. Okay, that is who is bothering me. Who's gonna pick up all this power, and what are they gonna do with it? Trump might have our best interests at heart. Truly, he might, but not everyone who gets past that federal power will. Yeah, in the files. They could be in the files for any damn reason. But yeah, I mean, but it doesn't matter if they're in the files and they're guilty of a crime, or in the files and they're innocent. It doesn't matter. No one will be arrested. It's all just bullshit. Honestly, they should have arrested people years ago. Years ago, all of these people were in the government before Trump got elected. They had 4 years before Trump got in there. The entire time Biden was in office, they could have rounded these sons of bitches up and questioned them and investigated them and saw whether or not they were guilty or innocent, and arrested the guilty ones and let the innocent ones go. They could have done that. They didn't. They're not going to now. Yeah, roll with dogs, get fleas, Felix. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sarge. It better happen soon, dude. Before I get to, if that shit goes down when I'm like 85, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I am. I mean, really, I'm gonna be so pissed off, dude. That shit goes down when I'm too old to to still get around. 'Cause I can still get around pretty good. I haven't slowed down too much, but yeah, I'm gonna be really mad if that shit goes down later on when I'm in my 80s or some shit. Oh yeah, they've been wiping out small businesses for decades. RR, um, un-American. No matter what color you are, un-American can't get a grant, but all these immigrants can get grants for schooling, for small business, or anything you want, anything they want. They'll just hand over the money to the immigrants. But good, hardworking, smart kids, coming up in America, they can't get a dime. Why? Why is it like that? It's we're being shit on every single day. Duncan, what's up, Duncan? Glad to see you here. Yeah, I don't trust any damn buddy. I don't care what side of the aisle they're on, what kind of rhetoric they're spouting. If they're saying what I like to hear, I still think they're lying, and they don't believe it. They're just saying it because they want a vote. Yeah, and that's one thing that's missing, Michelle, is repercussions and consequences for one's actions, right? You know, kids today, they won't show up to work on time. There's no consequences for it. They just never show up to work on time, ever. Uh, and there's society has allowed this shit. Society has pampered these kids. If all these companies had just fired them and kept firing them, then they would have learned to come to work on time, but they didn't. They just kept pampering these kids and allowing them to show up whenever. Uh, and they were raised by their parents with no consequences, because if you spanked your kid, someone would call the law. Uh, so yeah, society at large has dropped the ball for these kids. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true. Hardwire. Yep. You can't make 100% of the people happy 100% of the time. That's damn true. Yeah, yeah, Raziel. Yeah, good, decent people can't stand politicians. Uh, and there's a reason for that, you know? Oh yeah, that's another thing we can talk about. Crash is the damn term limits, right? It's insane for those people to make an entire career out of robbing us blind. At least give someone else a chance to rob us. You know what I mean? Nobody deserves that much fraud and robbery. Give somebody else a chance to screw over the Americans. You know, yeah, yeah. Hardwire. We whether Democrat, Republican, whatever. I think that a lot of this would, I don't know if it can be now, but could have been fixed if we had just quit electing lawyers 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Just quit electing lawyers. Just as a rule, us general people out here, we're not going to vote for lawyers anymore. Period. End of story. We'll vote for plumbers, doctors, waitresses, mechanics, whatever. No lawyers. How many times have y'all heard just horror stories about how a lawyer has robbed the people that they're supposed to be defending and shit? Just robbed them, took their money, did nothing. No, no morals, no compunction, no, just robbed them. I've heard many, many stories like that. I've never heard a good story where a lawyer was a stand-up human being and gave somebody their money back or anything like that. Never. That we shouldn't be. We should just not be electing lawyers. Period. That's my bottom line there. Now they have to lie, but I mean that's their job, is to lie. Not everyone they defend is innocent. Not everyone they prosecute is guilty. So they must lie to be good at their job. So we're just electing professional liars. And that's just the nature of the beast. They're lawyers, you know? We got to stop that shit. We should have stopped it years and years ago. Rich Long, what's up, Rich? How's it going, buddy? I hope you're not a lawyer. I wasn't talking about you, dude, if you are. You're one of the good ones, Rich. I'm just messing with you, dude. Yeah. Yeah, where's the flying cars? I want to know that too, Sniz. Yeah. They owe me an apocalypse and a flying car and a Bronto burger. Yeah, decades crash. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost to the point where they need it. Oh man, where I've always been against it because, but they would benefit from it definitely. 1 year in the Marine Corps is what he said. Dreams are for insomniacs, Duncan. AF, there she is. What's up, AF? Glad to see you here. Oh, okay. All right. No, it's 4 p.m. Cent or Eastern time. Yeah. Yeah. Participate. Blah, blah. Safe spaces, participation trophies, pronouns, feelings over facts. Yeah. Coddling, inappropriate behavior is coming home to roost. Yep. RR, you're absolutely right. All of this shit is coming back to haunt us. All this shit we've done with these kids, and And maybe not us personally, individually, but as a society. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Yeah, they need to be physically. No, I'm not going to say that. They need to be replaced. We need to institute some term limits through the legal process, and there need to be term limits in place. And these people need to give someone else a shot who might actually care about their country and their brothers and sisters across Western civilization, instead of just robbing us all for every dime they can get. Beekeeper, yeah, Sniz, I saw it. It's pretty good. I like old Jason Statham. If you were born without a conscience, Felix, yeah, only elect comedians. Yeah, Duncan. Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, there's so many things we can do together to rebuild society. So many things, but don't do shit about it. You're absolutely right. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. All right, Christopher. Definitely showed malicious retaliation. Yeah, if that, lawyers should only have advisory roles. Yeah, if that. I don't. We should just not elect them in any. I'm not going to say pass a law that lawyers can't be politicians. We just should have enough common sense not to vote for a lawyer. Liar, liar, wheel gauge. Yeah, yeah. I like some of his earlier movies. Well, that Dumb and Dumber is hilarious. Yeah, fries with your Brono Burger Metal Gear. Yeah, confuse and depopulate, Brad. Yep. Yeah, term limits. We need term limits. Uh, we need one of the most important things we need to do is get rid of this Federal Reserve and get back to real currency and real, but that is going to absolutely rock the the economy. It's going to go bad in a bad way to fix it. Anything we really do is gonna hurt. Any long term repairs that we make are gonna hurt, and nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to sling us into a depression, but that's what's called for. That's what's needed. We need to get rid of this Federal Reserve and get back to a gold standard and make our money worth something again. Somebody's got to do that at some point, and one generation is going to have to live through that. It's got to happen. You just can't keep ballooning the debt forever. Nobody thinks that. We all realize that this cannot go on, right? At some point, the bubble is going to pop and it's going to fall apart. What we do then is up to us or whoever's here at the time. It might be in another 100 years, and it'd be generation, Wakadua that handles up on that shit. I don't know. Yeah, it was never supposed to be a full time job, Roz. Congress, yeah, uh, yeah, yeah. They work 3 to 4 weeks a year, and then they go back to working their full on their farms. Go back to working their full time jobs, right? But what we see is they work, 2 to 3 days a year, and then just grift the rest of the time. Yeah, yeah. Too bad it isn't Sniz. Oh, all right. Yeah. You only get your manufactured options, Ernest. That's a good way to put it. They're manufactured options. You get to choose between, one or the other. And they're just two sides of the same coin. You're just picking which side of the coin you like the best. That's all you're doing. Oh, I like the tails the best. Oh, good. Here you go. The coin goes in the bucket. You get the coin. You're not actually choosing anything. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. That's human nature underground. We all like to bitch, but not fix shit. Um, but we got. I guess we got to start small. Like I said, I use that buyer app, and make sure try not to support these huge corporations. I don't vote for lawyers, uh, and I'll boycott a damn company. I vote with my dollar. I'll boycott a company who pulls some shit that I disagree with. They'll lose my support. Doc Shelley, what's up, Doc? Um, but we've got to do it in masses, right? We've got to do it. We've got to do it all together, or it doesn't mean shit. I feel good about myself when I do it. I do. I'll be honest. I feel good about myself because I'm not giving some huge corporation my money. I'm giving it to some smaller business. That feels great. But am I changing anything? No. I'm not changing shit. I'm not doing a damn thing except giving myself a reason to pat myself on the back. So if we don't stand up together and do it in unity, we're all just patting ourselves on the back. Shannon, what's up? Laura Ann, what's up, Laura Ann? Glad to see you here. How do we teach others to figure this shit out? Nothing. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything, Wayne Joe. So I have no idea how to answer that question. I'm not trying to teach anybody anything. I'm just uh, engaging in a conversation, and hopefully, if I'm consistent enough people will run across my channel and say, "Hey, that dude's making sense. Hey, maybe I should pay attention to where I'm spending my money." And maybe think about that a little bit. That's all. Because if nobody brings it up, then you might not even realize what's going on. Hey, all these politicians are lawyers. Let me go look. I'm going to go ahead and take 10 minutes out of my life and look at the Senate and how many of those sons of bitches who are robbing us used to be lawyers. 99% of them? Something like that? Congress, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama's, they were all lawyers. Lawyers, up and down. They're just deep, deep lawyers in there. Is that a coincidence? Is that just me being weird, wondering why there's so many lawyers running this country? That's just me. Why aren't there any plumbers? Why aren't there any farmers? Any ranchers? Any chefs, waitresses, the people who actually live in and suffer the consequences of these decisions? Why aren't there any of us up there in the Senate? That's a pretty fair question, I would say. So yeah, we gotta pay attention to this kind of stuff, and hopefully when people engage in these conversations with us and see what we have to say about this topic, it might just trigger some more thought. And like Underground says, nobody does shit about it. Well, maybe if enough people see it, maybe we will start doing something about it one day. Maybe we will decide, or maybe the collapse will happen and we realize everything, maybe not everything, but we realize a lot of what was wrong. So when we do rebuild, maybe we'll try to prevent a lot of that shit, you know? maybe that's the best we can hope for. Gavin Newsom is a lawyer. There you go, Sniz. Most of the governors are lawyers. Most of all state politics, lawyers. Almost all of them are lawyers. Dog Karma, what's up, Dog Karma? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping enough of us will do it together so we can start making changes. The Bud Light thing should have taught us we have the power to exert change. We have the power. Whether we use it or not, we're buffaloed into arguing with each other. I'm mad at Christopher because he's a Republican, or I'm mad at Living Inactive because he's a Democrat, or whatever, so we don't exercise our power. That takes away our power. Them making me mad at you takes away our power. So I'm not going to stand over there with you, RR, and boycott something with you, because you suck, right? You're bad. I've been taught. You're bad. So I'm not gonna stand up for anything you believe in, and that's propaganda. That's brainwashing. That's exactly where they want us. There's no doubt in my mind about that right there. Yeah, they should hold rank just like in the military, old man. That's a damn good idea, dude. Honestly. No, yeah. A matter of fact, I might open up a Leering Center chain, a chain of them, franchise them bitches. What do you think, Raziel? We have a franchise of Leering Centers. Yeah. No news is good news. Yep. Yeah. Ron DeSantis, a lawyer. They're all lawyers, Sniz. They're all lawyers, dude. I'm not joking. We got to quit voting for lawyers. And we need to wake up to this kind of shit. They're all lawyers. 99% of them. Yeah, hire a Florida man, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Hardwire. Yeah, life experience is the only real teacher. That's what we know. I know what I've lived in my life and what I've learned in my life. All the other shit that someone told me through a documentary or a book or a chat or whatever, all I know is that you said that, or he or she said that, right? I don't know that. And people have reasons for saying things, monetary reasons, to protect someone, all kinds of reasons for saying shit. So everything we hear online and in books and everywhere else, that doesn't automatically make it true, does it? John Fetterman, yeah, dude, yeah, Sniz, yep. Sniz is doing his homework, and they're all lawyers. I'm telling you, quit voting for lawyers. If you don't listen to anything else I say, stop voting for lawyers. Yeah, start voting for plumbers and carpenters and programmers and anybody else besides a damn lawyer. They've destroyed our country. They've destroyed Western civilization. Yeah, yeah, Duncan. Yep, that's another thing is fear. We fear change, so we're afraid to use our power. Yep. Yeah, decent people and the seditionists are hoping for the collapse. Living, yeah. Oh yeah, I was just kidding. Living, I didn't assume you were a Democrat or a Republican, buddy. Yeah, independent. Yeah, independent voter, independent thinker, independent, free range. Feral. That's Generation X. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Turns their back on common people. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the problem, Underground. Most people are happy to be consumer slaves. Most people don't want to think. They don't even want to think, Underground. Yeah. Let alone do something. Yep. Oh, okay, when Joe. Well, not all lawyers are bad, but in my experience, they that that you know the justice system or whatever draws more bad people to it than any other. Um, but there are good lawyers. I'm not saying that. So don't get me wrong. But I think the ones who run for office are bad. They're out of the bad pool of the lawyers, and it is just the fact that lawyers have to lie. That's part of their job description. You can't get around that. There's but if you have trained liars running for running for politics, um, yeah, we're seeing the result of that. Vintage, what's up, Vintage? Glad to see you here from the great land down under. Yeah, yeah, we stopped handing out punishment to those people. Yeah, Hardwire. Yep. Genex Leering Centers. Sniz. Wiley's doing good, Vintage. Yep. He's calling everybody boomer. He called my wife a boomer and she got mad at me, of course. Yeah, she gets mad at me. So you know how it is. How's everything going in the land down under, Vintage? I hope everything's going great for you, man. Sincerely. Crime pays underground. Yeah, yeah, you damn sure it does. And our entire government is living proof of that. Yeah, actually, I've done it. Yeah, for it to have validity. Yeah, yeah, RR, a real physical act. Thomas Jefferson was a lawyer. Yeah, we got a long list, and they've been lawyers for decades. Nothing but lawyers. Re-education camps. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be yeah. We do language. Yeah, yeah. Hardwire. You're right about that. Yeah. Oh, you're a coastie, Christopher. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew Abraham Lincoln was a lawyer. Yeah, whining about made up trauma. Oh, okay. All right, Arnis. Yeah, some of them are good. So and that's what I hate. I kind of feel bad when I talk about a group of people like lawyers. Some of them are, of course, the salt of the earth. You couldn't find a better person. I have a cousin who's a lawyer, and she does the same thing. She didn't make a bunch of money because she helped too many people and did too much work for free, right? So she's not rich. But having said that, that does not erase the fact that the worst of the worst of lawyers become politicians. You know what I mean? Jody, what's up, Jody? Glad to see you here. Yeah, yeah. They don't want you to know who you really are because the gig is up for them. Yeah, yeah. Rich in God's eyes. Yep, Felix. Yeah, they want to think everything a disorder is a disorder. Yeah, and it's just crazy. People feel anxiety. People feel fear. People feel depressed sometimes. People feel, it's just natural. That's just living life. Yeah, you always know the loopholes, Tyler. We just got to quit electing lawyers. Andrew Jackson was not a lawyer, RR? No, no, Musco, yeah, it doesn't. But that's on purpose. It doesn't make sense because they made it confusing on purpose. Uh, everything could be easily understood, um, easily seen, transparent. We could all know everything that's happening if all we had to do was want to look into it and say, hey, yeah, I know what's going on. I just looked it up, and everything could run smoothly. But no, everything's hidden. Everything's confused. The waters are muddied on purpose. I don't know. I don't understand the economy because I'm too stupid, right? I'm just an average damn Joe. I'm too dumb to understand the economy. I don't understand all the complexities of foreign policies and politics and all that shit. I just need to shut up and let those smart people do that stuff, right? I don't understand all the intricacies of pharmaceuticals and stuff. I just need to take my pill and shut up. Uh, that's one way to do it. You can do that. You can live life like that. I'm not going to. I'm not gonna take my pill and shut up. I'm not gonna believe that I'm too stupid to understand the basics of economics because they've fuddled all the waters up with all these all this stuff they do with the stocks, margin calls and all this bullshit. They just muddied it up with all this bullshit, different ways of scamming and robbing people. That's all it is. So yeah, if they wouldn't have muddied it up with all this bullshit, everything would be easy to understand. We're not stupid. They've just made shit more confusing than it needs to be. Okay, Sniz, Teddy Roosevelt. Yeah, I think he was a real human being, though. Yeah. Big Country, what's up, Big Country? Glad to see you here, man. People's Republic of Virginia, behind enemy lines. All right, Big Country. Hoping you're keeping your head on a swivel, dude. Yeah, I think so too. They would, Arnish. Yep. They're waiting for a leader, a real leader, to stand up. Yeah, without all the bullshit and all the weird shit. They just want someone who they can trust and who would stand up with doing the right thing. And I believe they would follow too, Arnis. You're absolutely right, dude. Most of them, anyway. Most of them, not all of them. I mean, they've got a bunch of whack jobs who are just too damn brainwashed. $25 to have tacos delivered. How many tacos, Roz? Hope it was a big sack of tacos for 25 bucks. Don't tell me 2 or 3 tacos, Roz. Oh yeah. Hopefully not that. Hopefully not just a couple. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Metal Gear. They just work harder. Yeah. And that reminds me of that old song, Work Your Fingers to the Bone, and what do you get? Bony fingers. Yeah. They're when you're digging a hole and you got 2 or 3 more people filling the hole in and they're just telling you to work harder. Yeah, bullshit. Crab Man, what's up, Crab Man? Yeah, you're too smart to understand the economy, Rise. Yeah. All right, Underground, thanks for dropping by, dude. Glad you made it. All right, Michelle, thank you. Thanks again for the gift subscription or the gift membership, Michelle. Yeah, we'll not watch the Super Bowl together, Raziel. Are you watching that shit? Yeah. Yeah. No, not me. Yeah. Yeah, you got to have a graduate degree living. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that makes two of us, Shannon. I don't either. Planet of the Goofs. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, their ability to molest the words in the law. Yeah. Yeah, somehow they got past shall not infringe. Yep. Arnis, yep. No Jim Jones juice for you, old man. Yeah, no. Well, I'll skip out on that one too with you, old man. I'm with you on that one. We'll skip the old Jim Jones juice. Yeah, this too will pass, Christopher, and that's the truth. It will pass. You know, um, I don't know if it's just part of the machine. Is this part of the human cycle? And from here we go back to living in tribal communities and stuff. Small families and tribes. Is that the next journey in humanity? And then we start all over again. uh there's no telling. My mind's all over the place on that. Yeah. Yeah, the knowledge they would need to put to use is regulated and gate kept, living and active. Yep. And we're told we're too stupid. We're told that it's just too complex, too complicated for us laymen to understand. That's bullshit as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I'm not the sharpest tack in the box, but I could understand basics in a lot of things. I could figure out economics, and I can read the label on a on a pill bottle to see the side effects and shit like that, and decide whether or not I want to take it. Yeah, most don't even know why. Start talking about it. No one wants to talk. Healthy debate. Yeah, and that's what. Hopefully, that's what we're doing here, Hardwire. Hopefully. Oh, okay. 3 tacos. They come with beans, rice, chips, and salsa. All right, Ross. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's an actual meal. All right. Yeah, boomers are good at digging holes. Oh, homeschool Jody. That's great. Yep, I'm a big believer in homeschooling. Yeah, yeah, RR. No, me either, Crash. Oh, I used to be a huge football fan. I used to love it. Big on the stats and all that stuff. I used to play fantasy football, the whole thing. The second they took a knee during our national anthem, click, and haven't watched a down of football since. Uh, haven't watched the Super Bowl. Nothing. I don't watch that shit. And I hear people are boycotting the halftime show, but that's not going to hurt the NFL. They're not going to give a shit if people boycott the halftime show. The only thing that's going to make them take note is if we don't watch their football game, and we don't give them their advertising dollars for us watching their commercials. They'll If enough of us did that, they take notice. But and you know enough of us won't. Well, we got to start somewhere. Yeah, it feels that way, Jody. We're on the threshold of something. Yeah, yeah, it feels that way, doesn't it? A lot of times. So I think we're on the threshold of some momentous point in history. Uh, Good or ill. I think it'll be good for mankind, ill for governments and that kind of stuff. The controllers, the overseers. No, we didn't get any kind of check. You took the Browns to the Super Bowl. Jeff, I've never heard that one before, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. How do we get past living as communist America? I don't know. Hopefully we can avert it if we all start acting together as one. and realizing that we are all of the same mind and of the same purpose, and we all want the same thing, and start behaving accordingly, maybe we can start making change. Maybe we can. And I'm not saying, go out and do that dumb protest shit like the boomers do, spanking dolls and stuff, and doing all, dressing up like tacos. But voting with our dollar. Quit giving these corporations the money to buy off these politicians. Sink them. What the hell? What would happen? Do you think the world would implode if Amazon or Microsoft or one of these companies just went out of business? Do you think it would just be hell on earth without them? If we just crashed their stock down to nothing, just drove them out. I think we just keep chugging along. It's not like they're employing half of the people in America or whatever. They're firing us as quick as they can. They're putting people on unemployment just as fast as they can. So yeah, it's a pony show, a clown circus. When Joe, I agree. New Zealand is tribal. Okay, Wayne. In some ways, it's cool. Yeah, tribalism has its advantages. I mean, you got to take kind of each idea from each system and the best of each system and kind of put it together. America, we tried that with our constitutional republic. I mean, we still have some democracy. Our leaders are elected democratically, but they were able to manipulate that and shrink it down to a two-party system. And I'm sure they gave the people at the time, they gave them really good excuses as to why they needed to pare it down. It's just too confusing to have 15 people running for president. You know what I mean? So for all these different parties and stuff, so they did away with it. Yeah, I've heard that. I've been hearing that more and more, Jody. I don't know, you know, it would not surprise me if it's all completely rigged. All right, Laura Ann, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, that's how I feel. Uh, that taking a knee shit was the end. That was the last straw for me. I could deal with the millionaires crying and shit, and committing crimes. I could deal with all that shit to watch my football. But once they kneeled, that no more. Yeah, yeah, Roz, yeah. Oh, okay. Living a correspondence course series on mechanics, engineering, hydraulics. No shit. $63 on Etsy. No shit, Living. That's awesome. Yeah, when Joe. Yeah, I heard the halftime show is supposed to be in another language and all that stuff. And I'm just hearing this on the peripheral, right? Because I don't watch football, so I don't know. But I've been hearing things around it. Six tacos, AF. Yeah, he said they're big ones though, and he got beans and stuff. So I'll let him slide on that one. But when I used to get soft taco supremes from Taco Bell, shit, I could eat whatever the pack was, 10 of them. I could eat 10 of them. Whatever the big family pack was, I'd eat 10 of them. Some bitches easy. Yeah, 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 exactly. Hardwire. It doesn't matter what the cause is. They don't do it during the national anthem. They're famous. They can get interviewed by people and get write. They can have somebody write them an article and do. There's all other kinds of ways they could get their point across besides kneeling during the national anthem, disrespecting our flag, disrespecting our country. So no. Hurst, what's up, Hurst? Glad to see you here. Oh, all right. There's been a check. All right. No, we haven't gotten one here. NASCAR is shit, Mike. I never have watched NASCAR. I know a lot of people who love it, but I never have gotten into NASCAR. Yeah, all right, living, yeah, hunkering down in your nerd cave with practical things to learn everything you can. That's not a bad idea, dude. Yeah, it's just not a bad idea. My wife thinks I'm crazy because I'm buying up trade goods. Why'd you buy that? You don't, just it'd be worth something if the economy collapses. It'd be valuable if the economy collapses. It would look up history. That shit was very valuable during the Great Depression. That's how you become rich. Is you have trade goods when shit goes south, and then you build from there. You could trade 3 bottles of whiskey for 5 acres of land. You know what I'm saying? During a depression, I'm not exaggerating. Yeah, boomer meat is very tender. Yeah, that I've been calling everybody boomer ever since. Who it was Hearst. Mr. Hearst said that shit. That he said he called some 24-year-old a boomer. Yeah, that's an awesome insult. And when the name of your generation has become an insult between everybody else, you know what I mean? You kind of dropped the ball somewhere. Your generation kind of dropped the ball somewhere along the lines. If your name becomes the insult, to be thrown around, delivering babies at age 70, yeah. No, not real White Castle. I bought the little frozen ones in Walmart or whatever, and nuked them and ate them. They were good. They were okay, but never went to an actual White Castle Metal Gear. Tacos from Casa Margarita. All right, I bet they're damn good, Roz. Oh yeah, Crab Man. Yeah, we're all on watch lists, I'm sure. Even Agent Smith, the FBI agent who's watching us right now, he's probably on a watch list. We call you Mr. Watch List, Arnis. You lost count of how many White Castles you would eat. Yeah, I never tried to pound as many as I could. I bet I could get probably a dozen, I would guess. Demo Derby, yeah, Metal Gear. I went to one of those live. Those were pretty damn kick ass. NASCAR went woke and broke too, Metal Gear. I didn't know that. Wrestling, yeah, I used to watch MMA, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, back when it was the actual Ultimate Fighting Championship. With Wayne Gracie and all that back in the '90s. That shit was awesome. But say, I don't watch it too much anymore. I don't know. Got other shit to spend my time on. Yeah, yeah, they did win, Joe. Too bad that it for most of us that great work ethic didn't amount to shit. Didn't get us anywhere. You know what I mean? Just more work is all it earned us. Oh, Hardwire. Okay, you tried to spell out your email without even putting it in the chat, and YouTube still blocked it. That's nuts. Yeah, damn. Oh, you want me to put it? I can probably look it up and say it. Hardwire. You want me to say it? Because did you email me? I don't know now. I forget. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that before, Crash. We didn't have White Castle. We had Denny's and Taco Bell. I woke up so many times hungover with Taco Bell, the smell, Taco Bell wrappings and shit, and half eaten tacos all over the place. Oh yeah, I heard that. Connecting the rabbit holes. What's up? Yeah, the tulips in Holland. Yeah, those things were worth a fortune. Nope, nope, never eaten spagana, Duncan. Now you're hungry, Wayne. How long can one talk about tacos? The great taco controversy. Rowdy Roddy Piper. Yeah, I saw another movie with him in it. I didn't know he was in so many damn movies. Yeah, DoorDash. I never have you DoorDashed anything, or what's the other one, Uber Eats or whatever. I never have used them. Yeah, yeah, living. Yep. Yeah, an honest appetite. Mesquite Tex-Mex tacos. Oh, okay. Hardwire 1%er at gmail.com. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. Ultimate Warrior. He was my favorite when I was a kid, Metal Gear. Ultimate Warrior. Oh, okay, Roz, you're a big dude. Yeah, see, I'm a smaller guy, but I can put away some food when I want to. I don't every day, but when I want to, I can put that shit away. Like Thanksgiving and whatnot. Okay. Take the at symbol off the beginning and put at Gmail to the end of it. Dot Gmail. So hardwire dot one percenter at gmail.com. Yeah, no dot. Hardwire dot one percenter at gmail.com. Yeah, so you just move the at symbol to the end of it. Melody, what's up, Melody? Glad to see you here. I think I've had fish tacos before, Crab Man. I think I have. A long time ago, if I have. I don't know. I probably like them. I like fish and I like tacos, so you mostly run on cigars and beer, Ross? uh, Brisket tacos. Now we're talking. Man, yeah, I can't believe how they can afford the delivery fees, RR. I'm not paying the delivery fees on that shit. I'll go get that shit myself. Had his name changed to Warrior? I didn't know that, RR. Fried catfish? Oh, yeah, that sounds good. No, I think they really like fish tacos. Shellfish? Oh, okay, Wayne. Yeah, there's some I can't eat. I can eat crab. I don't have any. I can eat like literally pounds and pounds of crab. I love crab, but and oysters don't bother me, but some stuff does. Crawfish, lobster, shrimp. I can't eat that stuff. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's an allergy, but I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just that my immune system thinks that certain protein in those things are invasive, are the enemy. Pasta tacos? Yeah, maybe. I've never had one of those either. Stir fry. My wife made the best tacos ever. It was like chicken chunks, and she fried them, stir fried them with some big uh, red and yellow peppers and stuff and some other stuff in there. Oh man, those are the best tacos I've ever had. Period. Hands down. Yeah, those were just delicious. Yeah, okay. Yeah, delivery of a keg of beer. Now we're talking we're on another subject now. AF beer delivery. Okay, yeah. I could agree with that, especially if it was a keg. Now having a six-pack delivered, nah, but several cases or a keg, yeah, okay. I could get down with that. Bacon and egg tacos. Yeah, Melody. Yeah, that actually I've had those. Those are good. And with the potatoes in there too. Yeah. Yeah, I just that's just like our to me getting that delivery all the time. Now having something delivered once in a while, okay. But constantly paying for those delivery fees for to have your groceries delivered and stuff, and uh, that just seems like throwing money away unless you have a problem getting to the store or something, you know. But these young kids constantly having shit delivered, paying to have shit delivered, no. Mike Fleisner, Madison Square Garden, and Andre the Giant, best visible nose. Oh, from nosebleed chairs. All right, Mike. Yeah, I bet Andre, you can see him from a mile off, huh? Oh yeah, yeah, Melody. I like all those oysters. Yeah, me too. I like them all. Yeah, made worse decisions, huh, Christopher? Made worse decisions than fish tacos. All right, yeah. Yeah, I mean, for people, if you can just afford it, and it's not putting you in debt. But people are going into debt. These young kids, Raziel, they're going into debt to order pizza and shit, to get Uber Eats. They put it on credit cards and stuff. So, and doing that, they've got this quick credit thing. I forget what it's called, but you can just choose to pay with that. Now you're paying 20% more for your Uber Eats delivery. Yeah, that kind of shit is just crazy to me. Lobster tacos, never had those. Ice cream tacos, crab man. Wouldn't allow liquor stores to open on Sunday. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, they wouldn't allow it. Yeah, yeah. I didn't think you did, Raziel. Yeah, I didn't think you were doing that shit all the time. But these kids are. They do it all the time, and they're not financially secure. They're just digging themselves a hole. Good times, old man, huh? Yeah. Yeah, Christopher, they don't have it. They're just using up credit, and then they pay, whatever little bit of money they have is going to pay the minimum on their credit, the minimum fees. So they're just hooked into this shit for life. Spaghetti listed as a comfort food. That's one thing I've never understood either. I've never gotten comfort from a food, and I've noticed that talking to other people. So I talk to other people that have grown up uh, really poor, like I did, and done without a lot. And it seems like you either go one way or the other as you grow up. You either really love food because you never got enough of it as a kid, or you go the way I did where I don't give a shit. I just don't give that much of a shit about food. I'll eat it. If it doesn't taste good, I'll eat it anyway. especially if I paid for it. I'm eating that shit. I don't care even if it's bad. If I'll eat it because I paid for it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not throwing away money. But I'm just, I don't have. I'm not real picky. I'll eat damn near anything, and I mean, there are things I like. Don't get me wrong, but I don't. I don't get the whole concept of comfort food. Never really gotten comfort from food myself, and I think it's a remnant of growing up so poor, and being hungry so much that my brain had to, just like learn to not care about food so I didn't go insane. You know what I mean? And I just carried that with me through life. And then as soon as I reached adulthood, I joined the army, and you don't eat great in the army. So I couldn't really, I couldn't get the best food there either. So I was full on into adulthood before I could really, pick and choose. And by that time, I didn't give a shit. Mexican food, Metal Gear, lobster rolls, carpaccio. What's carpaccio, RR? I've never even heard of that before. Whatever you can shove in a taco, Melody, works for you. Yeah, that's how I am. Autumn sun. Well, glad the breeze is nice, Christopher. Yeah, yeah. Buying drugs on credit, Ross. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, constantly asking where apartments are. Yeah. Chorizos and chicken last week. Were they good, Jeff? Yeah, yeah. Roz, if nothing, we got a deal for you. Ham and cheese calzones, Philly steak calzones. I don't know if I've had Philly steak. I think so. Duncan, I think I have. Yeah, the government's in my wallet, Christopher. Yeah. Yeah, you nailed it, dude. Government's always in my damn wallet. Yeah, me too, Melody. Yeah. Mostly, I mean, I eat beef jerky every single day. That's what I take to lunch with me. I just love jerky. Never get tired of it. It's kind of bland, I mean, it's got a good flavor, but it's just got salt on it. I don't like the shit with the cracked pepper and the teriyaki and all that shit. No, just salt and meat. That's it. And I eat that shit every day. uh, Mike says he's here to eat tacos and kick ass, and he ate all his tacos already. We're in trouble. Okay. All right, Crab Man. Yeah, see? So Crab Man went the other way. He loves food. Yeah. Best cock in the country, huh, Arnis? Yeah. No. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe Gen X is the one posting all the food photos. But I'm trying to grow as much of my food as possible. That's that's important to me going into the future. I'm going to try, try to produce as much of my own food as possible. And I'm trying to figure out. I'm thinking quail would be a good thing. Quail. They're small, easy to take care of fairly. I've My dad had chickens, so I'm really familiar with chickens. Not as familiar with other birds like ducks and shit. But I think quail would be pretty close to chicken, caring for them. I never really tried to raise rabbits before. Not really, truly. I've had a pet rabbit or whatever when I was a kid or something. But I've considered that. I'm kind of bouncing those ideas around in my head to what I would actually want to try to raise: chickens, quail, or rabbits, which which would be the best, you know. And I've heard a lot of good things about rabbits and quail. I'm just more familiar with chickens, you know. Yeah, that's the path to wealth, Christopher. Yeah. Store bought tomatoes are an abomination. Yeah. Yep. Mess hall had great food in the army. Yeah, it was decent. I actually like the tea rats. Were my favorite crash. Yeah, tomatoes are worth growing, Shannon. Yeah. I like growing sweet potatoes. I would like growing like vine stuff like watermelons and cucumbers and stuff like that, but I never can get them to fruit. I'll get the big yellow flower, and I've even taken a Q-tip and gone around and tried to fertilize, pollinate the flowers myself. Nothing. I can't get any pumpkins. Nothing. Nothing on a vine can I get to grow. I don't know why. You're thinking about quail too, Christopher? Yeah. I might just go ahead and order some, get some quail and, build a little coop. I could build them a nice coop. I know how to do that kind of stuff. I got all the tools to do it. Um, Thinking about that seriously here this year because and I might be just I might be, just kind of overdoing it a little bit, overthinking it a little bit, but I'm just a little nervous about the future at this point, right? So I kind of want to be, and it won't hurt. It won't hurt to have some quail. So why not? They sell it in Texas. Jerky people. Yeah, until you clear your plate, Robert. What's up, Robert? Glad to see you here. What they have eaten that day to ask each other what? No shit, living. I didn't know that. Melody, guinea pigs. No shit. I'm gonna look into that. I'll look into that, um, and compare them to rabbits. Fried rabbit and dumpling. Yeah, cucumbers are good. I like all that stuff, but I just can't get them to. Yeah, I like some of the MREs. Crash the berry situation. Anything with fur on its feet, when Joe? That just seems kind of a very arbitrary reason not to want to eat a certain animal. I've eaten bear and that was good, and it's got furry feet. The hobbits. Oh, rabbits. Yeah, rabbits have fur on their feet. Huh. All right, when Joe. I don't know. I've eaten rabbit before. I like rabbit well enough. Yeah, I never thought about that though. Something with that's it's crazy how we each have our own little, you know, our own little thing that would turn us off about something. Quail, too many ammo shells. Yeah, yeah, vine borer punks. Yeah, eat Smurfs like Gargamel. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, RR. I'm not, I'm not stressing over it, but I do want to do at least a bare minimum to put myself in a prepared situation this year. You've never tried any game food like rabbit, Duncan? Oh shit, I've eaten all kinds of stuff. Porcupine, yeah, rattlesnake, all kinds of stuff like that. You have a lovely rabbit coat though, Wenjo. I bet it's soft. I bet it's nice. Yeah. Crusader Survivor. What's up, dude? South American staple. I'm looking into that shit, Crusader. Yeah. Yeah, you convinced me, dude. I'm gonna look into that shit. Aquaponic tanks, walleye in the bottom, and tomatoes on in the top ones. Okay, Roz. No, yeah, don't do that, Roz. Yeah, only only tomatoes. No other kind of plant. Yeah. No, okay. They have to get loads of water. AF. All right. Hassenpfeffer. Bring me my Hassenpfeffer. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, that's where I draw the line too. Cats, dogs, and horses. Yeah. Yeah. Even a small one, but out a ways, out in the boondocks. RR. Cut it down, made a cool chicken coop with it. Okay, Tyler. Oh, your granddad ate quail eggs every morning? Oh, I will too if I get some quail. Yeah. Hell yeah, Mike. Yeah, better safe than sorry. That's kind of how I feel, RR. I mean, if nothing happens, then hell, I got some quail, you know? And in my old age, I'll still be taking care of my quail and eating their eggs. Got to be healthier, right? You'd think, than that shit being pumped full of hormones and antibiotics and shit you get out of the store. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get some quail. Barbecue guinea pig is the best. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. Rabbit is the best chicken soup you ever had, Mike. They repopulate themselves, AF. Yeah, the shit hits the fan is the middle part, Robert. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Prep for the rebuild. Surviving it is there going to be a lot of luck, or at least some luck involved in surviving it. Oh, produce more in a shorter time. Okay, Melody. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out. Hell, I'll make some video shorts about building the cages and stuff when I start doing it. Yeah, Fortress of Solitude, RR. Yeah, me too. Yeah, all right, Wen Joe. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, mice. I've heard that a lot of rodents, people in Western civilization anyway, we look down on eating rodents. But if that's because we see what rats and stuff eat, right? They're in the garbage and shit. So all rodents kind of get a bad rap from us in Western civilization. But if they're cleanly fed and raised right, then they're just like any other animal. You know, they can be good eating. Okay, eggs are best for everyday needs. Okay, yeah, I'll have some pickled quail eggs. Horse, yeah, I've heard a lot of people in the past have eaten horse. but I don't think it. I just don't think it would taste good. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, they're all pretty similar in pretty closely related in the in genes, right? In the family tree or whatever, Crusader. Okay. All right. So yeah, that makes sense. Crash. It doesn't seem like there would be a reason why they would taste a lot different from regular eggs. I know I've eaten like pheasant eggs. I found a pheasant nest out in the bushes or whatever and brought them home and ate them. They just tasted like regular eggs. Now I don't know if duck eggs. I've never eaten duck eggs. If they would be any different, they're waterfowl, so maybe. And I heard that their eggs have a higher protein and fat content. So I don't know if that would change at all as far as ducks. But quail and pheasant and stuff like that seems like they would taste pretty much like chicken eggs. Oh yeah, that's a good damn idea, Roz. Yeah, make a pen like a cart and move around and fertilize your garden. You have to remove the lead shot stat. Yeah. Oh, they're kind of bland, Shannon. Duck eggs. Yeah, I've never had those. All right, kind of bland. So you'd have to spice them up if you're gonna eat them. Yeah, what the Bible calls abominable. Yeah, but I don't think we're talking about a possible survival situation. So I think, and even in the preparatory situation, I'm hoping that some allowances will be made when when I'm at the pearly gates. Chaz, what's up, Chaz? How's it going? No shit. Yeah, all right, man. Getting it in the middle of the desert. No, that's awesome. Thanks, dude, for dropping by and giving us a shout, man. I appreciate it, Chaz. Yeah, acorns. Yeah, I heard that they do not taste good, Sniz, and you have to get all that. What is that acid? The tannic acid out of them. But yeah, they're survival food. Native Americans used them. No one wants to try bald eagle. No, no. I don't know about predators. Um, those kind of raptors and big mountain lions or wolf or anything like that. No, I'm not. I'm not into eating predators really. Um, uh, like what are those ferrets or mink or any kind of thing like that? I wouldn't want to eat. You're not a fan of pickles, Duncan? Oh, I like pickles. Yeah. Oh, me too, Melody. Yeah, I love pickled pig's feet. I'll eat the hell out of pickled pig's feet now. St. Paul got a dream where everything's allowed to be eaten, Crusader. Yeah, washed and boiled several times. Yeah, they're high in that. I think it's tannic acid, stat. But yeah, they're edible. You just gotta prepare them properly. And then I still hear that they taste like dog shit. Catnip works for mountain lions. I'm not going to be the one to find out for you, Crusader. Yeah, we'll have to get somebody else to try that out. Yeah. Oh yeah, AF. Yeah, 35-year-old horse. No. Okay, yeah, change the water each time. All right, Roz. Madness. When Joe, yeah, I've heard of several horses. I've been around horses for most of my life. I've heard of them living into their 30s quite often. I think the oldest horse lived to be like 50, somewhere in that neighborhood. It's bitter, yeah, crab man. Okay, that's what I heard. All right, Chaz. Chaz is still here. That's cool as hell, Chaz. And have y'all ever seen that video of that guy? It's an older video, shot back in the 80s or whatever. But it's a guy, he raised these two lion, no, it was one. Maybe it was one. One lion cub up. And the lion got so big and people were afraid and stuff. So he had to release the lion back out into the wild, right? So he did. And then, like, the thing was out there for like, it was years, dude. It was like 5 years or something. And this guy goes back out there and he walks up and this big male lion, you see him there like laying on rocks and shit, and the guy's walking up, and this big male lion gets up and looks at the dude, and the guy, you can tell the guy is a little bit afraid, and the people around him are really scared. But this big lion comes running at him, dude, and he's just standing there. But then the lion jumps up and wraps him in a hug. Holy shit, that was one of the most awesome videos I've ever seen. Yeah, when he gets reunited with that damn lion, and that lion remembered him and still loved him. Yeah, oh yeah, that was just awesome. Yeah, America's most abundant and overlooked wild food source. Yeah, living. I've heard that too, Metal Gear. Buttermilk is good for upset stomachs. Oh, there is a. Okay, so big cats will respond to catnip. Okay, Robert. Pickled mango Hawaiian style, Chaz? I love pickles and I love mango. Mango's probably my favorite fruit. So that shit sounds good to me. Yeah, I'd fit right in Hawaii. Oh, okay. One could put acorns into fresh milk and form cheese. That's an interesting thought. Horse therapy? That's that. There's all kinds of stuff that people pay to have other people come and do to their horses. Yeah, I hear that. I heard that, crab man. He had a lion and a tiger for pets. Mike Tyson. Yeah, Christian the Lion, Crash. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I couldn't remember his name. Thank you, Crash. But yeah, his name was Christian. Yep, that was awesome. Yeah, they were from the UK. All right, I didn't know that. Yeah, got a links to live outside your house in Arizona with CBD infused cat food. That's awesome, dude. All right, all right, Chaz. Chaz is reloading everybody. Yeah, I love those hangover movies. Well, the first two I love. The third one's all right, but that first one and second one, those are awesome. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's what. Yeah, it's a true story. You've been to Hawaii twice, Duncan. I've never been to Hawaii, never been to Alaska, and I want to go see both of them. Donkeys can live to human years. Oh, okay. Yeah, we don't run donkeys as hard and fast. All right. All right. 'Right. 'All right. 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 'All right Catnip by the bale. Yeah. Yeah, if I was trying to give him, I'd do the thing Robert did with the THC too. Yeah, elephants do. Elephants live a long life too. Yeah, they can get up to like 70, 80 years old, I think. Yes, I try a safe place like the zoo. Yeah. And I've heard of people being attacked by mountain lions, bicyclists and joggers and shit. Oh, you have Alaska right now in North Kentucky? Oh, okay. You won't need much if it's the first time. Oh yeah, laser pointer and a big ball of yarn for a mountain lion. That'd be crazy, dude. Yeah, I wonder if you could like get a mountain lion to not attack you with a laser pointer. Lost a few calves to mountain lions, crab man. Yeah, that's a pain in the ass. You don't want to have to um, kill those damn things, but they've been hunted now, and wolves too, because of that. No, I never have Crusader. To keep hydrated. Oh, all right, Duncan. I heard that's why they have the big ears to cool off, and they also elephants communicate on such a low frequency that we can't even detect it with our ears. We can't even hear them, but they're communicating, and they'll go to the matriarch of a herd will go to a directly beeline to a water hole during the dry season that she's never been to, but like her grandma had been to years ago, and her grandma told her where it was, and she took her herd there. So there's something there with elephants. Those things are smart as hell. I saw this one video where the whole herd of elephants was walking along, and there was a one of them big tortoises upside down, on its back, kind of flailing there, and the matriarch at the end, she steps, she's walking along and she stops and she reaches back with her back foot and flips the turtle over. So elephants are damn smart for her to recognize that that turtle was in trouble and then come up with a plan, decide to do something about it, and come up with a plan on how to. She had to identify what kind of trouble he was in and how she could fix it, and then decide to fix it. So elephants are very, very smart. Then I saw another video where a baby elephant fell off of like a 5 foot mud, like a dirt cliff, into deep mud, and he was drowning in there. One elephant jumped down into the mud and held the baby up, and all the other elephants dug a ramp, turned the cliff, that short cliff, into a ramp, and then the elephant put the baby up on the ramp, and the rest of them got it up out of there, and then the one that jumped in got out. But that was teamwork. All of them understood what needed to be done, um, and they all did different jobs to get the baby out. So elephants are really, really smart animals. Yeah, I know. I wouldn't. I don't think I'd eat that either, Robert. And I'd eat just about. Now, if I was hungry enough, I'd eat mountain lion. Don't get me wrong. If I was hungry enough, but just um, I like I said, predators, just meat eaters, carrion eaters, because all predators will eat carrion if they're hungry enough. They'll eat meat that's been there laying there for a few days. So yeah, I'm not big on eating predators. Mephitic miasma. What's up, miasma? Yeah, miasma. If you carry that laser pointer fast enough, yeah, mountain lion won't catch you. Yeah, I don't know if I could carry it fast enough though, miasma. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to. Kelly, what's up, Kelly? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It does compare. Yep, we talk about anything and everything. Yeah, who would eat cat? Not on purpose. I wouldn't. Uh, um, No, just personally, I don't know. Some people might, they might not be turned off by eating a predator like that. It's just not my thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, Crusader. Yeah, meat is meat. Now, if I was hungry, that yeah, all that pickiness would go out the window. Yeah, Crash animals. Yeah, that stuff blows my mind. Yeah, we got a lot. Yeah, we could learn so much from animals, dolphins, whales. Yeah, yeah, Robert. Yep. Yeah, it's a real low vibration that they communicate in, that they can communicate in, because they do the whole trunk roaring thing or whatever. Uh, they make that noise that we're used to them making, but they also communicate in a much lower frequency that we can't, it takes equipment to detect. Yeah, and it can travel through the ground and shit. You're right. Yeah, lost his magic feather eyes. Yeah, corporations are humans. Yeah, you're right, AF. They have rights and they have more rights than we do, honestly. So yeah, according to the law we live by today, which if it collapses, you're not gonna see me complaining about it when it does collapse. You're not gonna see me online making posts crying. I'll be too busy having an awesome time. All right, everybody. Let's see. First, we got to wrap it up here. Our 2 hours is unfortunately up. I had a great time. Uh, yeah, professional courtesy living. Yeah, maybe that's it, dude. Yep. I had a great time. Love these conversations. We started out talking about the government and how they suck and what maybe we can do to start enacting some change. Segued off into food and then animals, wrapped up with animals. And we didn't really touch on the honey badger though. We'll save the honey badger for later. Yeah, no Donner Party, RR. So I want to tell you all about. Let's see, Living and Active has a channel. Um, Hardwire, one percenter has a channel. Just another guy in the woods. He's not right here right now, but just another guy in the woods has another channel. The links are down in the description of this video. And also, let's see, I'll show you Crash Talks little thing here. This is Crash here. He's got a channel. He's starting out on it. He's talking good common sense over there, life advice stuff he's been through. So I invite y'all to go check out Crash and Crash Talks Media over there. That link is in the description as well. So, and I think we need to support each other and small businesses and stop supporting these huge corporations, in my opinion. And I think we'll start, improving the world a little bit at a time here and there. Uh, Hardwire's probably dipped out on us already, but his live stream is starting right now, hitting it with Hardwire. So I invite you to go check out his, because he does his live stream once a week at 6 o'clock. So, all right. So, who gets the spiel this time? Oh, no, I got to say goodbye first. Crash Talks, of course. Melody, AF, Robert, Winjo, Living and Active, Jeff 7, RR, Crusader Survivor, my boy Mike Fleisner, Tyler, Chaz. Did I say Raziel already? Oh, man. Big Country was here. I don't know if he's still here, but he was. Crabman. I think I said AF already. Melody. Michelle was here earlier. Dog Karma was here earlier. Robert. Did I say Tyler? Let's see. Hanging with Christopher. Oh, man. Let's see. Ostat. Ostat was here. All right. Hopefully I got everybody. If I didn't call out your name, I apologize. It's easy to overlook people when you're just scrolling through chat like this. So, Wayne Beatty. Can't forget Wayne. Duncan. All right. All right. I think I got everybody. If I didn't call out your name, I apologize. But y'all have a great rest of your weekend. I know there isn't much left of it, but I'll see you tomorrow morning at 5 for our daily show. And this spiel is going to go out to Chaz over there in Arizona. All right. So this one for you, Chaz. Stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, it's only $2.99 a month, and I'll put that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. But I really appreciate all the support from the members out there. This is the members banner here, and I really appreciate these people. They support the channel directly through memberships, and it helps out a lot, so thank you very much to all the members. If you're interested in Gen X gear, we got some pretty cool stuff over there at Redbubble. Gen X things and Gen X branded stuff, t-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of stuff. But I'll leave that link down in the description too for any of you who are interested. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Things, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthings@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.